Alright guys, so we're starting a new unit today. We're starting Unit 1, the real Unit 1, Basic Geometry. We're going to start with vocabulary. So we're just looking at some basic vocabulary today. Remember, you're going to fill your notes in, and whatever comes up in blue on this slide is what you fill in your notes with. Okay, so the first word we're talking about is a point. Everybody knows what a point is, right? But here's the math definition. It has no size, length, or width. Another way to say that, it has no dimension at all. Which is kind of weird, but accept it. It's a location on a plane, and it's represented by a point. So I have drawn over here on the left a point R. Now what you're going to do on your own notes, and whoops, and yes, I'm checking this, is I want you to draw a point and label it D. So you're going to put a point there, and you're going to label it D. When you're done with your notes, go ahead and let me just come by and make sure that you have all the drawings right. It is going to make a difference before you start the practice. Okay, the next word we're looking at is a line. A line looks like what's over here. Well, I'm going to see if I can make this go out a little bit more so you guys can, there we go, that's better. So you guys can see the line with the arrows on each side, okay? And a line has one dimension. So a point has no dimension. It doesn't take up space. A line has one dimension. It's an infinite set of points represented by a line with two arrowheads that extends without end. So when I say infinite, it means it goes forever and ever and ever. So this arrow after the F is going to go off the screen. It's going into the air. It goes through the ceiling above you. It's going into the classroom above your head. It's going out the roof. It's going into space. This arrow pointing off the D is going down off the screen into the floor, through the foundation, through the earth, to the other side of the planet. It's going out into space way down in the southern hemisphere, okay? It doesn't end. It's just we can't draw a line that long, right? We can't represent infinity. And even though every line contains infinitely many points, a line can be drawn between any 2 points. So even though this line contains an infinite number of points, we can show you its direction and represent it by saying this is line DF or this is line DG, okay? As long as we keep it with the arrows on the top, we're good to go. Okay, so it's named with 2 points or with a lowercase letter. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. So the DF here, I couldn't put the line on the top, I don't think. Yeah, I couldn't. So what I want you to do on your notes, and I'm going to check this, is you need to draw a line over the top with arrows on it. Okay, so hold on, I'll show you. Okay, so I changed formats so that now I'm using a smartboard instead of a, whoops, so I can draw on here. So you need, oh, for heaven's sake, I know I marked that right. Hold on a second. So what you need to do here is draw your line, and then to show that it's a line, and you're going to learn the difference in the next slide. Whoops. You put arrows on either side. I'm sure you guys can draw better arrows than I can. Okay, so on your notes, you're going to draw a line and label it JM, and then you're going to draw another line and label it lowercase m. Again, I need to check your notes before you do the practice. Okay, so now we're going to look at a line segment. All right, so now we're going to look at the next word. I keep flipping back and forth between screens, so I'm sure for you guys it's kind of weird, but if I didn't pause it and then start recording again, this video would take like 20 minutes. So now we're going to look at a line segment. So we looked at a line. Now let's look at the difference between a line and a line segment. A line segment is just part of a line. It's 2 endpoints and all the points in between. So it's like I took a piece of the line out and I'm just looking at that little piece. So it's got 2 endpoints. Okay. There are no arrows on a line segment. It has ends. It doesn't go forever. So in this case, we're going to take this AB, and when we draw it, we're going to draw just a line, not arrows. So what I mean by that, I will show you, is this time I just get to draw a line. No arrows, right? So now you're going to do this, again, you're going to do this draw line segment and label it TL. And so you're going to draw the line segment, and you're going to label it TL on the other side, and I want to see your drawing, okay? Okay, so now we're going to go and look at intersecting lines. It seems obvious, right? When 2 lines intersect, they just cross at a point. They intersect at a point. So I want you to draw 2 intersecting lines that intersect at point B on your notes. I know it seems silly to go over it, but we do need to understand what intersect really does mean. Okay? Almost there. We got 2 more words to go. The next word is ray. This one can be a little confusing. It has one end point, and then the other end extends in one direction forever. So you can see it in the drawing on the bottom. So it's named with 2 letters and an arrow on top. And I want you to name the ray in the example, but here's the deal. When you name a ray, you don't name it, you can't just say any letter first, right? On a line segment, you could say any letter first. So if I go back, I'll show you what I mean. I could name this AB, or I could even name it BA, right? Doesn't matter what I name it. On this one, it does matter what I name it, okay? So, all right, so I can only call this BC. I cannot call it CB. So let me pull my pen up again. Whoops, daisy. And what I'm going to do to show it is I put the arrow, I put a line on the top, and then I draw an arrow showing the direction it's going, right? So my end point is at B, so that doesn't have the arrow on it. The arrow end is the C end, so that's where I put my arrow. So now I want you to draw and label the ray GH, okay? Got it? Good. The very last one that we're going to do is opposite rays, and I'm not going back and forth on this one. So this really does look like a line, right? I have a line DEF, but really what this could be too is 2 rays that are opposite. I have a ray that's going this way, that's DE, or ED, I'm sorry. So how I really name that is the end point goes here, and the arrow side goes there. So this is ray ED is opposite to ray EF. They have to have the same endpoint and be going in opposite directions, and they make a line. And those are opposite rays. And this is a very kind of abstract idea, right? But those are opposite rays. It's the endpoint is all of the endpoint of the opposite ray is always the same point. So what I want you to do here is I want you to draw 2 rays that meet at point F, and I'll come by and check your notes. Okay? That's it. We're good to go.